Hey, what's going on, guys? This song is, let's see, which one was this again? This is from, Black Ops 3. I was going through my, music stash earlier today at work, and I ran across this, or I came across this, so I was like, keeping this for when I get back home. Oh shit, Skeleton. Hey, that's great. Congrats, man. Perhaps it is a sign. Anyways, what's going on, guys? Short stream. At most, it'll only be like for like 3 hours or something. I wanted to stream a little bit earlier, but that didn't quite happen. IRL stuff got in the way. Would have liked to stream myself farming shoes, but that's okay. If y'all didn't farm shoes for hunting quests for shoes, which was yesterday, y'all missed out because it was basically an almost guaranteed shoe every run, so that was pretty good. Of course, if you're not in a hurry for shoes, that's okay because Da Vinci Lotto should have them back. Shinjuku Assassin is strong farming servant. Not really. We have a lot better single target assassins than him, and he has, as of right now, he doesn't really have any self buffs. I don't think, because I think his quick buff he doesn't have now. He'll get it in 2 years. Gotta work on maid altars stuff. Shoes, horseshoes. Hey Taika, what's going on? Night's been going pretty well. Just started stream. Just for a little bit though. Just for a little bit. I actually just want the fangs. I don't really need the hearts, but a few extra won't hurt. Like that right there. Mainly need the fangs for a maid altar, so. Yeah, thanks for 4/0. Hopefully the same goes out to you too. Any rolls tonight? Nope. Who's on raid right now? Artemis? I'm gonna roll on when Ketsuko shows up. So whenever she shows up, I'll be up. Hey Brendan, what's going on, man? How's Monarch farming going on your end? I already have her. I rushed to get her. The day that she, the earliest that you could have possibly gotten her, I got her 2 hours after that. Basically, I stayed up the entire night up to like 6 a.m. Except I fell asleep at around midnight, so that delayed me getting Monarch by like 2 hours. So I was up until like 8. She's the only one I bothered rushing for. The other ones, I'm gonna take my time with. Did you know Christine and Lancelot have the same voice actor? Now that you mention it, their voices actually sound pretty similar. I can see that, yes. Did you also know that the voice actor for Mordred, Nightingale, and Rama also voices Artemis? Let me check the gacha real quick. Yeah, it's still Ishtar. So basically, whenever Ketz shows up, I'll be rolling. And she'll be around on the 19th, so 2 days from now. Yeah, Blops 2. The COD game that I had the most hours on, because I played that shit non-stop back when I was in college. I think Blops 2 came out when I was a freshman in not high school, college. So yeah, I played a hell of a lot of it. It was a great game. Definitely one of my more favorite ones, that's for sure. Are any of the other hunting quests other than this even worth doing? At least give it a few tries. See how much you get from them. Yesterday's shoe hunting quest was great because you basically gotta shoot every run, except for like a few. It was basically almost a guaranteed shoot every time you ran them. So yesterday's was great. I don't know how good the bone one was though. So far, this one doesn't seem to be as good. How much QP am I at? Like 6 million. In other words, not a lot. Am I rolling for Shuton? Just one copy of her. I'll probably do that off stream though, so don't expect anything. AR Craft Danny. Yeah, that's a cool story, man. Glad you managed to get Ishtar finally. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Hope that, well, not hope. I'm glad that, Caster Cookie. I'm glad that my video was able to bring some good luck for you. Definitely. Bowman was good, alright. Yeah, the hunting quest also always drops you embers, like a ton of it. So, there you go, I guess. It's basically like embers. Except you also have a chance to pick up other stuff. Especially yesterday's, because yesterday's hunting quest for shoes had 3 waves. So you had, what, the full 9 enemies? So you basically got 8 embers guaranteed, along with whatever the boss centaur dropped at the end, which is almost always a shoe. Almost. Like, I'd say it was like a 70%, 70 to 80%. So I guess it's not almost always, but you know. Fuck. The fucking Farmville degens are here in my chat now. What's going on, guys? I'm loving the Steno rate up. It's free rare mana prisms. 8 assassins and 1 archer. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, Artemis. Take care, man. Have a good night. Ooh, this is a good run right here. I don't really care about the heart very much though, but those 3 fangs. I see those fangs. I like. Good to see another fellow degen farming fangs. Hey! Oh, that's not the camera. There's the camera. Hey! Fang crew, where you at? I'm gonna try paying attention to Drake's damage, see if I'm overkilling them. I have a feeling I might. See how much damage she does here, or she does here. I can't use your Drake Nokia. Yeah, she's kind of over. Actually, is she? What's 183,000 divided by 3? 170,000 divided by 3. That is 290. Damn. Do I need a waiver though? I can't use your Drake Nokia because I want to bring Kade at lunchtime. So what is that? 290k. One of them has 240k. Guess I'll just keep running this team. So whatever. No, I don't know the 2-click comp. I haven't paid attention to Farmville. This past week has been fucking kicking my ass. I haven't been able to hang out in Farmville much. So I'm out of the loop, basically. I don't have any goals. Well, I'm lying. I would like to farm 135 fangs, but just given these initial few runs, I don't know how good the fang drop is here. I don't think it's that great, to be honest. To max level your sir or farm dragon fangs, that's the question. Well, do hunting quests, you get both. Let's see. I think I actually don't need to use Pioneer here. I think I just can do that. I guess she doesn't need the Pioneer, but I guess it does guarantee a one-shot. Also, is it just me, or do gold chests drop, do gold boxes drop fucking red cookies? Like, who the fuck thought that was a good idea? The fuck? Is my mic super quiet today? I'm just not talking very loudly, that's why. Crank that shit up, yo. Crank me up. I play Azure Lane and Girls Frontline. In fact, I should probably be farming in boats right now. Hearts rate worth using apples? So far, not really, but we'll see. We'll see. Is there a chain hunting ground coming up? Nope. Not for this round, nope. You're getting chains from the login rewards now, don't you? So you can rely on those for the time being. Besides, if you need chains right away, you can just go to a Wasteland of Death in Camelot. That should be good enough. Either that or wait until Neurofest. Do your eyes deceive you? Phantom is useful. Phantom is actually surprisingly more useful than you think. He does a little bit more. He doesn't do, like, you know, amazing damage or anything, but he does definitely do a lot more damage than you might think. Oops, did I accidentally not use a Drake card? Maybe we should probably start using a Pioneer from now on. But yeah, he's actually not bad. Not bad. He's not great, but he's something. He's got a super fast NP too, so that always helps. So when it comes to NP animation speed, you definitely won't find me complaining. Hey, Season, what's going on? How do you deep dive in Girls Frontline? I don't bother with the rank. I'm not even gonna bother. I have too many other things that are going on right now for me to care about the ranking. I did do the rest of the event though already, so I'm just sitting pretty farming those crates every single time. But ranking, nah, I'm good. That, and I think Phantom has a, does he have a defense down? Nah, I don't think so. I think he only has like a charm or some shit. Bro, why are you listening to Black Ops Mini music? Why not? I think this song is pretty cool. And considering the fact that I grew up playing COD games, not sure what your attitude about that is right now, but okay. Fastest MPs in the game? Arash. Phantom. You'd have to look at some of the older servants to look for like really short MPs. Like ooh, nice triple fangs. I think that's the max you can get anyway. This might actually not be too bad for Fangs. But yeah, fastest MPs, you gotta look at the old servants. Because the old servants are the ones they gave super short MPs to, because, you know, back in the day. DW actually putting effort into FGO? Haha. You grew up playing Combat Armors Don't Lie? That too, but I can also grow up playing other games, right? That's like saying if you like Call of Duty, you have to hate Battlefield, vice versa. But you can't enjoy both games? Bold of you to assume I had an attitude. Bold of you to assume I wouldn't ban you for it. Later, bitch. CS is the GOAT. Ugh. I wish I could have gotten into CS. To this day, I still don't understand the, I don't know. To this day, my brain refuses to understand the concept of, no ADS. Did the Red Dragon just drop me a gold chest? What's a gold chest? What the hell do they even give? Oh, that's right. It's a fucking red gem. You fucking kidding me? Also, I don't think Kozakura has explained to me what the two-click button setup was, but that's alright. Have I seen Abby's birthday voice line? Well, because everybody fucking talked about it for a year straight, yes, I have. Kozaka, you said you had you asked me if I knew about the two-click team, right? Is this heart heaven? Not really. Any tips for girls frontline deep dive? Get an SGMG team. If you don't have an SGMG team for a deep dive, you are in big trouble. Rifle and your standard rifle teams aren't gonna do it. You need at least one good ARSMG team, and you need an MGSG team. One of both. You need the ARSMG team for Destroyer, or technically her name is Gaia, I think, and 3-4, and you need SGMG teams for 2-4, I believe, to get rid of the normal goals. But is that faster than Black Grail Drake though? Because that's still using up an entire NP. You're using 2 MPs for the you're using 2 MPs in place of skills. I don't know if Ann and Mary's MP is faster than Waver's clicks. That's the main problem I have with it. Can Mordred Rider surf the demons? Probably not. You could try though, maybe. I didn't even pay attention to whether or not I get any fangs there. Oh wait, I can just watch my own stream. Looks like I didn't. So no need to. Yeah, I like what's going on, man. I'm doing well. Just farming, praying for fangs, and the game insists on giving me Red Rider gems, which I don't need any more of. I'll test Ann and Mary actually. I'll compare if, actually we can do this. Edit party, copy, actually we have to do it this way. Copy to this one. Go over here, and then Are the heart drops rates good? Not really. They're okay. And my hour, as I said earlier, I would be on for about 3 hours. It's been like 30 minutes since then. Alright, let's see how well Drake and Ushi will do without any buffs. About tomorrow, I'll keep farming tomorrow, into tomorrow of course, but I don't know if I'll be streaming it. Okay, yeah. Drake still can't one-shot with that, so she needs a buff. Yeah, Furosa was coming. Let's see what happens if we just add in one Pioneer. Barely doesn't. Their future nodes much better for hearts. Pretty much now that we have the Shinjuku one, we're good on heart nodes. The only one that's remarkably better is for Da Vinci. Sam has an even better note for hearts. I don't think it's much better, but you might be right on that. Is it recommended to roll on story? Nope. Unless you want to throw your quartz away. But that's up to you. How many hearts do you need to level up all of Kiara's skills? You can look it up on the wiki, I think. In fact, I'll do it for you. She needs 27. Not as much as I thought, actually. Still needs 27, though, so, yeah, better get started. Playing this on phone, I play this on tablet, not my phone. I used to, and then I switched over. But yeah, I played this on an iPad 6th gen iPad. I do not play on my phone. Nice. Triple things again. You never play URL, it uses too much data. FGO forces you to use too much data? I don't know, man. FGO's never really had an issue for me. Back when I still used to have it on my phone. Honestly, I don't think FGO is one of those games where it takes up a lot of data at all. Because if you think about all the times that the game communicates with servers, it's not a lot actually. I play other games where they're constantly communicating with the servers. Like these other two other gotcha games I play, goddamn. Every frickin' turn you make in a fight, the game has to send information to the server and all that shit. So I don't know. Compared to those, FGO doesn't really seem too bad. I don't know. Maybe you're just used to I don't know, other games, I guess. Doesn't that defeat the purpose of the phone game? Yeah, exactly. Usually, mobile games are meant to be designed in a way that they don't force you to run out of data so fast. But maybe that's more of a game issue than a phone issue by that point. How's PR grinding for you? I rushed Monarch, got her day one, but I'm taking my time with the rest. Still working on now I should be able to unlock Rune, but I still need to do both the combat data ones. I'm also kind of taking it easy on it because just in case Boats hits us with another fucking event that we need to grind for. And I don't wanna be like, oh shit, I used up all my oil grinding for Rune. Awkward. What skill do you max first on Melt? I would say her attack buff, personally. It's either her second or her third. Just get her first to level 6, and you don't have to worry about it until you get the other ones leveled. I'm not used to seeing fast loading on this game. Yeah, most people just play this game on their phones. I mean, most people play mobile games on their phones, of course. Obviously, not as many people go out and grab like tablets or play on emulators, but it is an option, though. But yeah, it's part of the reason why I switched is because I saw the speeds on tablet and I was like, well, if I'm gonna farm this much, no reason not to switch. Planet Talent because PC killed your phone. Yeah, I can see that because of all the sand particles. You didn't get Bell? That event was going on for like 2 or 3 weeks. You had plenty of time. I would assume you were just busy, but... If Camelot killed your phone, I pray you can only handle Shimosa. I mean, how would it be able to handle Merlin's NP? Merlin's NP has a shit ton of particle effects. Oh, and King of Sons. His MP doesn't only kill enemies, it kills your phone too. When it's so bad, Cage does the moonwalk. Hey, what's good, Akram? What's going on? Just chilling and grinding fangs. Hearts are a bonus. It's a good song. Hey, glad you like it, Yorha. The Killer Instinct soundtrack is phenomenal. There was a better mix of this somewhere. What's this one? Alright, take your time, Ikram. Actually, the heart rate doesn't seem that bad. It's actually decent. It's a lot better than the last hunting quest for hearts we had. I think that's for sure. Feels a lot better. Actually, I can just take this. Pondering whether to do Solomon to London to Solomon to get Quartz or Shar save Quartz or Raika. What do you think? Well, they're both very good farmers. Raika can just farm more things because she's a berserker. They're both very useful. So honestly, it just comes down to a preference of waifus or, you know, do you just really want to farm sabers super well, or do you want to farm everything decently? Hey, double heart. I think that's the first double heart from this HQ that I've gotten. Anybody want these hearts? I don't think I need them by this point. Heart drop is a big lie. Yes. Grind all the hearts needed. Well, for this year, I haven't taken next year's calculations into account, or next year's heart requirements into account. I am only good until the end of this year. Once next year starts, is a different story, but at the same time, I'm not so worried because next year, literally at the beginning of the year, we're gonna get Da Vinci rerun, so we have that to look forward to. Rulers cost way too many hearts. I guess so. They cost like what, 15 each per skill at level 9? So that's what, 45? Yeah. Both Jean and Makusa. Oh, so they actually need 20 skills, 20 hearts per skill, 20 skills. So that makes both Amakusa and Jean need 60 hearts, not 45. Ha! I take that back. You're all screwed. If you farm this quest non-stop fast enough, it almost feels like you're rolling. Actually, no. It actually doesn't. Even if I were to go, so it's funny you mentioned that show because last year, a year ago when we had our first revision of class dailies, um, I went super hard on those every Thursday, at least every Thursday for hearts because you could only get hearts from Caster Daily, which rotated in every Thursday, I think. And even back then, because class dailies are super easy to farm, right? They're all the same class, so you just bring AoEs and such. So Caster Daily was very easy to farm because we have a lot of good AoE riders in the game. And even at the fastest, I was only able to burn 60 Sandcords, farming for the entire day. Farming for the entire day, starting at basically as soon as Caster Daily was up, and going until basically not stopping until it ended, until it rotated out the next day. And even then, I was only able to burn through 60 Sandcords. It's not a lot compared to rolling. Rolling is you still burn way more Sandcords rolling than you ever can farming. It's really hard, even with 40 AP quests. It's really hard to go through a big stack of Sandcords. You'd be surprised. The upcoming Lotto event cover most of your fluid needs. It should. It should cover all of it and then some. One pack lasts quite a while. Surprisingly, yeah. Surprisingly, yeah. And that's only assuming, you know, you have whale ass farming teams that can even 3-turn and shit. If your average FGO player decided that, hey, I'm going to use a pack just to do nothing but farm, it's going to take them a long while for them to go through the entire pack. That's just how it is. Is that Ushi max foe? Yep. Funny that hydration bot showed up. I didn't even notice it until I looked back. Hokusai will appear in New Year's. Most likely, yes. Ushi has a chunk of damage to be for a 3-star. She has an upgraded MP interlude. She's doing what's a single target quick scaling again? Post interlude. She has what? 2,400 damage? That's a lot. You'll notice it even on a 3-star. Hence why Ushi is probably one of the better 3-stars in the game. That, and she also gets a quick buff later on. So she has her own attack buff, and she's got a quick buff. So she can damage stack herself. And that's obviously very good. Who's your gold foes going to when they first hit? Tomo, obviously. Give all your golden foes to your gold foes to your grail targets first. $1,600 for MP1 and then $2,400 for MP2 for MP5 here. Bedivere also has one. Let me check if he has an MP interlude. He probably has an MP interlude, to be honest. Yeah, he does. Yeah. So he has an upgrade MP interlude, and his overcharge is a 30% buster buff. So yeah, that's pretty good. They love her so much, but they didn't give an MP animation. Yeah, their DW system of handing out NP animation updates is very weird. It's literally unpredictable. You don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. So you're just kind of sitting there being like, oh, okay, what the hell do we do now? You're basically just playing like a motherfucking guessing game as to whose whose animations they're going to buff next, or you know, improve next. That's in 16 minutes. Where can you kill good servants for missions? Fuyuki XF. Basically, Fuyuki XF is your go-to for dailies. Unless it's like, or for weeklies rather. Unless they're weeklies catered towards like an event or something. Kills MP used to be super fast. Yeah, when it was old one. Yeah, it was actually quite fast. And then they thought, no, Gil should have a better looking MP than that. And then it suddenly became one of the longest MPs in the game, MP animations in the game. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I don't think it matters, Yoshi. I honestly don't think it matters. because it's not like there's any extra animations for when enemies die or when another server is using their MP. Like, there's no extra animations or waiting time or anything else. Like, you're still gonna have you're still gonna have the enemy death animations. You're still gonna have when servants use their MPs in succession. You're still gonna have the animation where the MP card shows up first, and you see the servant using their MP kind of moonwalk backwards at super high speeds. So honestly, I don't think it matters. Not in this case. Alright, Tempest, thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good night. No, that's what I'm saying, Yoshi. That's what I'm saying. No, don't worry. I understand what you're talking about. But the individual lengths of each death animation are all exactly the same. So to me, it wouldn't matter. And even if there was a difference, it's something that I can't notice. Because by this point, if I could notice it, you'd think I would be doing things differently by now. Hey, Incubus, what's going on, man? And yeah, your earlier point about having a target switch. Yeah, it's also true too. Because that's an extra button. How are you on the PR ships? Rushed Monarch, so she's done. I've done all the stages for Rune except for the actual grinding part, and that'll take a while. I'm kind of hesitant to use my oil because I'm afraid that boats will drop another huge event on us because that's what they've been doing for the past couple months. So I'm kind of waiting it out on boats before I go hard on rune grinding, because I'm gonna be like, hey, looks like they didn't release anything for, like, the past 2 weeks. Maybe I should start going hard on rune leveling. And then not even 3 hours later, Yostar be like, lol, you thought, and drop another fucking huge ass event on our ass. Bismarck, yeah, exactly. So it's a good thing that I'm just taking it easy. Like, I rushed Monarch super fast, so that I could have her day one, but that was only because I really like Monarch. Monarch is by far my favorite out of all the PRs. So, followed by Rune and St. Louis, or St. Louis, as the French would say, I think. But the other ones I'm not gonna go so hard for. I'll just take my time with them. Do you think you should switch to Nox as an Android user for farming? I mean, if you have like an Android tablet, that should be good enough. But if you're on a phone, probably. If you care that much about farming. If you're somebody who doesn't really farm that much, then that shouldn't matter. You should only really care about load times and such if you're actually serious about farming this game to any significant degree. If you are, then yeah, by all means, if you can switch to a source that lets you grind faster, sure. I wouldn't tell you no. Emulators are very fast, after all. Do I feel like Azurlane is KR FGO speed right now? No, because if we were KR FGO speeds, our gacha rates would be fucked. Nobody would be getting SSRs, and half the player base would have already quit. That hasn't happened yet, So no. When do you think they'll release Banana Rerun? Soon, TM. Soon. Depending on how fast they want to give it to us, they could probably give it to us at the end of the month, even. Just as a light conjecture. In fact, isn't there going to be isn't there going to be an FGO panel tomorrow at ASEN? Isn't ASEN one of those FGO tour stops, like the ones like the one we had last time here in LA? So, I'm sure they'll talk about something. They could probably talk about that. I'm sure people going to ASEN tomorrow will drop the deets on us at one point or another. Did you get your ship from shipyard? You mean the boat? You mean the PR boats? Yeah, I got Monarch. Still kind of sad there's no Yamato or Musashi and Azure Lane though. Give them time. Give them time. They'll get around to them eventually. Alright, Taika, thanks for stopping by, man. And yeah, have a good night. Hey, Ricky, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. We're just grinding and chilling here. And listening to some good music. Do I have a favorite boat in Azure Lane? Yes, Enterprise. I wish pages were obsolete. Yeah, a lot of people are still need pages. A lot of people still need pages. Start your grind tomorrow. Alright, fair enough, Aircream. Do you even need hearts? Me personally? No. Well, at least not for the rest of the year. I'm sure with next year's new servants, I'll start needing hearts again. But for the rest of this year, no. But even then, I'm not worried because we have Da Vinci rerun at the beginning of next year, so. So, me personally, no, I'm not worried at all. I'm farming this more for the fangs and not the hearts. But I'm sure other people need their hearts too. Yeah, Ricky, this is the online the main thing of the online edition for Third Strike. The next lot will have skill gems. Yes, it will. Yeah, I needed breakfast. Da Vinci, the Da Vinci event had the best heart drop rate node, or the heart drop node, in the entire game. We had Da Vinci initially last year, almost exactly last year. It's been a year and a month since then. And we'll get it again at the beginning of the year next year, at the end of January. It has a somewhere around a 40% drop rate for hearts, and that's by far the best the game has ever seen. Hey, I'm Jed. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the kind words. As a Fang farm, it's actually going pretty well. I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought the drop rate would be fucking terrible, but it's actually not. It's actually quite decent. So I'm getting Fangs at a pretty steady rate actually. It's actually not bad. It's not bad. Especially when you also consider the fact that you're getting lots of embers and lots of bond points. Well, in my case, I care about that. What is it? And also a chance to get hearts. Overall, quite good, quite good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by surprisingly pleased, I should say, by this hunting quest. Overall, it's definitely worth dropping a few apples for, I would say. Hey, Shiny Master. Hopefully what I was saying will answer your question too. TLDR, night's been going great. Chill farming, chill music, chilling with chat, pretty much. You're gonna go hard on Gallstones. Actually, I don't need to anymore, Drascliff. I went super hard on Gouda 2, and surprisingly, the Gouda 2 node secured me for Gallstones for the rest of the year. So I probably won't grind that for Gallstones. Instead, I'll probably farm for the other one, the other secondary material that it has. Let me check real quick which that one was. Stingers, yeah. So for stingers, I'll probably go hard on those because I still need stingers for a couple servants. I need like what, a couple hundred of those, maybe around 200. Also, if I get any extra gallstone drops, it's pure bonus. So why not? Oh shit! I didn't register my third button. Best thing about Da Vinci event is that the CEs are general gotchas, so everyone should have at least a few of them. The CEs are in general gotcha. The only CE that should matter is School of Chaldea, I think, shouldn't it? Because that's the one that actually boosts the the lottery drops, the scripts or whatever they're called. Farm for stingers for months, dropped like 400 from the free quest in Abbey, and you still need about 100 more. Yeah. The quest in Babylonia, the Field of Reeds one, is actually not bad. It's not terrible. I've definitely spent like a few days there degenning stingers, especially for Moriarty when he first came out, so I could level his skills. I think he still needs something else though. What does he need? He needs fluids. That's right. He needs fluids. There were two kinds of scripts. Yeah, School of Chaldea buffed both of them, so you basically didn't have to worry. At least I don't think so. It worked kind of like that, or something similar. Who's better as an AoE assassin, Phantom or a Ninja Boy? AoE assassin? Well, objectively speaking, Ninja is way better than Phantom because Phantom is just a bad character, a bad gameplay. It just has a bad gameplay design, so it's not the greatest. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
This is what I spill my blood for. Always being up early mornings, every day, even when I wasn't up for it. So you see, you don't need to believe. Either way, you are our enemies. As I travel around the globe and I go against you, that's my fighting code. Now you know what my intentions are. And you know that I came from afar. But if you study my style, cause I study yours and I know who you are. I know you. And I know all your weaknesses. In the eye of a needle is exactly what I came to do. And I ain't leaving till I beat you, I ain't here to lose. Knock you out. Knock you out. Yeah, you know what they say. The third strike is what counts. And you can get it too. Don't think that I can knock you out. Knock you out. Knock you out. Knock you out. Don't think that I can't knock you out. Prepare for battle. Resurrection. You know what they say. The third strike is what counts. You know, and you can get it too. Don't think that I can knock you out. 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 Don't think that I can't knock you out. Yeah, you know what they say. The third strike is what counts. And you can get it too. Don't think that I can knock you out. Knock you out. Knock you out. Knock you out. Don't think that I can knock you out. As I stare at myself in the mirror.
Alright, we're back.
Noises around me fear. No fear for my health, never give up. Though the voices around me say it's a long shot, it'll never happen. To put their money on that as they laughing. I know I'm up against the best, but we fighting in the streets, left, right, left. Don't mind it. This is what I live for right here. You think I go for cause the lights glint? Like I don't know what this life is. Think again cause I won't know hype is. Ever what they painted up to be. And the underdog is evidently the one who got more to win. I'ma make it taste the ground, here's my Hadouken. You know what they say. The third strike is what counts. You know, and you can get it too. Don't think that I can knock you out. 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 Don't think that I can't knock you out. I've been waiting for this moment. This is what I spill my blood for. Always being up early mornings. Every day, even when I wasn't up for it. So you see, you don't need to believe. Either way,
Late 9 toe, stream poggers. Hey, what's going on?
around the globe and I go against you, that's my fighting code. Now you know what my intentions are. And you know that I came from afar. But if you study my style, cause I study yours and I know who you are. I know you. And I know all your weaknesses. In the eye of a needle is exactly what I came to do. And I ain't leaving till I beat you, I ain't here to lose. Knock you out. Knock you out. Yeah, you know what they say. The third strike is what counts. And you can get it too. Don't think that I can knock you out. Knock you out. Knock you out. Knock you out. Don't think that I can't knock you out. Prepare for battle. Resurrection. You know what they say. The third strike is what counts. You know, and you can get it too. Don't think that I can knock you out. 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 Don't think that I can knock you out. Yeah, you know what they say. The third strike is what counts. And you can get it too. Don't think that I can knock you out. Knock you out. Knock you out.
Speaking of terrible skill effects, um, Kojiro has his second skill, I believe, the one that clears mental debuffs. Yeah, that skill is utter dog shit because it's meant to clear charm, stuff like charm, any mental debuff, and that includes stuff like I don't think it clears stuns, but it clears charms. That makes no sense because if Kojiro is charmed, he can't use any of his skills. So that's fantastic game design, right fucking there. Yeah, let's make a skill effective against clear something that you can't clear while you're under that effect. If it actually worked to go while charmed and stunned, didn't work. Yeah. Like, it would make sense if they programmed it so that, you know, servants who have skills that are meant to clear charms and, like, stuns or whatever, like, it would make sense if they made it so that if they were under charm or under stun, and they have a skill that's that they can use to clear it themselves, you should still be able to use that skill. But, unfortunately, that's not how it works. What Roman servants are there? Caligula, Nero, Caesar, Nero Bride, I guess. There's not a lot. So basically, she can only really use that skill against like Caligula to any major effect, which obviously is a bit strange. Yeah, Romulus too, as YouTube chat likes to remind me. Or Harper Healing, which is party-wide, yeah. But if Tristan gets charmed, he can't use any of his skills either, so. Isn't Spartacus also Russian? He might be. He might be. The game might consider him Roman. So I guess against Spartacus, Boda could have a an advantage, I guess. Hey Judo, what's going on, man? About Leonidas? Leonidas is Greek. He's not Roman. Yeah, Leonidas is Greek. He's Spartan. So him being Roman wouldn't really make a lot of sense. I'm sure the Romans knew about him though, considering Rome was basically Greek fanboys, or Romans were Greek fanboys, pretty much. How many rainbow apples do you expect to eat here? Well, I've already gone through 10? 10 or so? I don't know. That XP card burning hurts you? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of things that I do on stream that hurts a lot of people. Should have warned you beforehand. Farm embers or farm mats? Do both with hunting quests. Don't you see how many embers I'm getting? Yeah, that's what's up, Sir Backstab. Thanks for tuning in. Glad I can improve your farming experience with 120% more chill. Hey, but hey, thanks for stopping by and tuning in. Hope your farming's been going well. 2 years will pass before you know it. I mean, we're about to hit 2 years in literally 2 months. These last 2 years went by pretty damn fast, if you ask me. I don't know about y'all, but hey, Juna, what's going on? Farm members to get mana prisms, Galaxy Brain. Well, people have known about that since the beginning of the game, so I wouldn't really call it Galaxy Brain if we've known about that for the past, basically 2 years by this point. Hey DZ, what's going on, man? I'm doing fine. Just farming a little bit. Mainly for fangs. I kind of wish they gave us another wave of wyverns, so I could have a better chance of getting more fangs. But I'll take this for what it's worth. You don't remember Hunting Quest ever having 2 waves? There have been Hunting Quests that have had 2 waves before, I think. Let me check. They definitely weren't frequent, though. Yeah, for example, during round 1 Hunting Quests, when the Bicorn, the Bicorn one had only 2 waves, the Gazer one only had 2 waves, and the Spriggan one only had 2 waves. So actually, a lot of these hunting quests had only 2-wave hunting quests or 2-wave missions. Yeah, a lot of these were 2 waves. I guess you just didn't farm the. I guess you just didn't farm honey quests a lot back then. That's the best. That's the best that I can come up with. I know it's super min-max and only one button less, but do you really need the Ushi Charisma? I think I actually do. Yeah, I do. I remember testing it earlier. If I don't use Ushi's Charisma, then she leaves the middle demon with like around 18k HP or something like that for one of the runs. So yeah, I actually do need Ushi's Charisma. It actually makes a difference here. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit odd to having only 2 A's instead of 3. Well, just go bond farm at Hidden Village in Camelot. It won't be strange after about 2 days of it. Alright, Incubus Magus, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by the stream, and I hope you have a good night. What's happening? Nope, nothing much. Just farming, like I usually do. Hey, Kino. Same to you as well. You love how people are still complaining about Demi on Twitter. Hey, let them keep complaining. We're getting quality of life stuff early because of it. Might as well get something out of it. Let them keep bitching. I honestly think because of the whole Demia thing, we got the back button literally 3 months earlier than we were supposed to. So, fuck it. Let them keep bitching. They're doing something good, at least. Is it really because of it? We know that Albert and the rest of the Hamster Squad pays attention to what people are saying on social media. We just don't know about it, or we don't know that they do. But Albert's already said they pay attention to what's going on. They even said as much on stream whenever they do those Chaldea radio broadcast bullshit things. Back during like the very first one that they did, back like a year and a half ago. Like one of the first ones they did, like Albert was like, yeah, we pay attention to like what stuff that's going on in on social media for this game. And by the way, this is what happens when I don't have Ushi's Charisma. Middle Demon should still survive, but we'll see what happens. Because last time it definitely did. This time it might, due to damage RNG. You personally care? I care about it on principle, because censorship is always a bad thing. Oh, it actually killed this time. The first time she did not kill. I guess I got good damage RNG this time around. But I put Ushi's Charisma up just in case. Because there can be times when she doesn't kill. If she doesn't have her Charisma buff. Is it likely we'll catch up to JP? No. Even on the Sakran vid, Albert said he reads YouTube comments. Yeah, exactly. So the fact that people were raging about Demia being censored on NA. Albert's more than likely what's going on is Albert is conveying that to DW over in Japan. So DW know that there are at least quite a few people in NA who are not happy about the fact that they decided to censor Demia just for NA. So what I think happened is that DW is going to be like, oh well, we gotta deal with this somehow. At least at least try to mitigate some of the damage. And they were like, what can we do? Oh, what can we do? We can pull up quality of life things early, because quality of life stuff is just quality of life stuff. It's not actual content. It's just, oh, you get to play the game a little bit easier. Cool. And people seem to care really a lot about the back button, so we'll give them that early. Hopefully people will shut up now. Because honestly, I thought we were going to get the back button with Anniversary, because of how much NA hyped up the back button as like, oh, it's like the next big thing, right? So it made perfect sense to me that they would give it to us during Anniversary. But because of the whole Demia thing, I like to think that they just tossed it into us early and be like, fuck it, just give it to them early, just so that people would shut up about Demia. Of course, I have no way to prove it. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right about that. Just pure speculation, like anything else. But it kind of seems like that way to me, personally. I can't imagine clicking hundreds of times. Kaguya, imagine how I got all my level 100 craft essences. Like this one right here. Imagine how I got all these craft essences to level 100. I honestly don't mind tapping. For those of you who've been watching my stream for a while, you guys know that even after we got the drag select quality life thing, I was still tapping for a short period after until I retrained myself to realize that hey, we have drag select now. Cowards welcome censorship. Yes, and dumbasses try to yell at a company that won't change it. Might as well stop playing the game by that point. Would you get cute orange jet to level 100? Maybe. It's not bad. It's not. Excuse me. It's not personally craft essence that I would get to level 100, but maybe it's like if it's like one of your better craft essences, then maybe. What event am I waiting for now? Lotteries. Neurofest. Give me Neurofest. Hey, give us Neurofest like 3 months early, please. Okay, thanks. If a bunch of players are complaining they don't pay a lot, why would DW care? Because DW doesn't. They don't know. At least not to me. They can't just look at Twitter accounts complaining about Demi and be like, oh yeah, they definitely don't whale. Command codes are they're like little cards that you can equip onto individual servants' command cards, so that they have some extra effect. Super useful for solos and whatnot. Is this a 70% heart drop rate stream? No, because there is no such thing as a 70% drop. This feels more like a a 20% to me, 15 to 20%. Maybe 30% if you stretch it hard enough. But 70? The best we've ever seen is 40. If only there were a 70% heart drop rate. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I know a lot of you would love it. Yeah, exactly, BHSR. Because even if they don't make a lot of money with Demia's rate up, doesn't matter because he's with Kiara and people are gonna roll for Kiara. Do you think the recent Supreme Court ruling against Apple for the 30% fee base, blah 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 blah? Personally, since I don't really keep in touch with the news, because most of the shit you see on news is bullshit anyway. Um, Personally, I haven't really been paying that 30%. I live in California, where we don't really pay anything extra. So, I'm not gonna see any change. I don't know how that's gonna pan out for other people. I'm not really the best person to ask for things like that. So, I seriously doubt Apple's gonna give out any refunds because of that, though. It's just the Supreme Court saying, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that anymore, and Apple's gonna be like, okay, we won't do it anymore. They probably won't bother with refunds, just gonna be like, oh yeah, from now on, we won't charge that 30% thing, whatever it is. Yeah, it's the Tekken main menu theme or whatever it is, or the title screen song or whatever. Excuse me. What's your opinion about Raiko? Great farmer. AoE 5-star berserker, so she should be able to farm at the very least. Other than that, crit berserker, buster crit berserker. So you'll definitely find some uses for that now that Merlin's in the game. I play it on iPad 6th gen. When's Feather Mode? You missed it. Feather Node was part of CCC, and it ended a few days ago. You missed out. Either that or you wait until Agartha. Which should be pretty soon, actually, so you don't really have that long to wait. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. A. I see what you mean. If it works like that, then obviously that'll have a huge impact. Going from $80 a pack down to 56, um, that's much better on the wallet, especially for guys like me, or just for whales everywhere. But you know, we'll see. Not getting my hopes up or anything. We'll see what happens in the future. Why can't they make hunting quests permanent? Because then there will be no point in having class dailies, or almost no point. What are the rates for feathers in a Garth? I think it's like 35%. It's actually not bad. It's actually quite good. Especially if you think about the other feather node we have in Okeanos. Why can't they make Barbados permanent? That would mean that would mean the game would be dead. In the in-game sense. Not IRL, of course, but oh boy, guys, we're stuck farming Barbados forever. Well, shit. Can't kill Barbados? Well, I guess we can never get Musashi, never get Scotty, never get Abigail, never get Tumoe. Can never get Summer BB. Can't get any of those dank ass servants because we can't kill Barbados because we're stuck here in an infinite time loop. The curse of Barbados. I will make it so that you will never be able to kill me. So you can never progress in the game. Ha 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 ha. You can only infinitely farm me until into oblivion and beyond. So we'll just be Korea pretty much. Did Korea fail Solomon? Nah, they just deployed the hamster squad, just like what they did with us. I've come to bargain. What is your bargain? Hey Angelo, what's going on, man? Can you even fail Solomon? Not really. How would you feel if anyone at the same pace that China and Korea went? I probably would stop whaling because my wallet wouldn't be able to handle it. Hey, trust me. When I say this pace is good, it's good. That way, I can keep whaling and keep bringing streams for you guys and keep making videos and shit like that. If we went Korea pace, I would probably drop this game. Not even kidding. So it's a good thing that DAW decided not to give us any accelerants. Like, ideally, I've talked about this before, but ideally, I would like it so that DW could find or Aniplex could find a way to slowly accelerate us. Like, I'm not against acceleration just by itself. I think that it would be very nice if NA could at least catch up somewhat to JP. I'm not saying we should catch up to them like toe to toe like Azure Lane is doing or Girls Frontline is doing. They can do that because they're more their dev teams are much more flexible, and they actually care about all their servers and not just one in particular. Um, but I'm not saying that we should be able to catch up to them toe to toe. Ideally, I would like it if I had my way. I would make it so that we slowly accept. This should have happened in the very beginning, though, right when NA came out, though. We should have had it so that we slowly we go out at a very slightly accelerated pace from the very beginning of the game when the game first came out back in 2017, and then so that maybe 2 years later we're only like a year later or 2 years later we're only 1 year behind JP rather than just two. Like that's my ideal situation for NA is so that we're only 1 year behind, so that we don't have to wait 2 fucking years for new content, because that just blows. Like 1 year, fine. Like we can wait a year. 2 years? Ugh. Like 1 year's fine. Like waiting 1 year, okay, fine, whatever. We'll deal with it. 2 years though, I don't know. And since they weren't planning to do that from the beginning, I don't know if they can do it now. It's like one of those things that it's one of those things that they should have started doing from the very beginning, rather than like wait until like a fucking year and a half, 2 years later. Though of course they could start doing that now. There's nothing that says they can't do it, but it would have been easier, and the process would have been much smoother if they started doing that a long time ago. But oh well. It is what it is. We're just stuck with what we got. So. One year is a good meeting, yeah, so that it maintains our clairvoyance status, our clairvoyance EX status. Because people playing JP compile information super fast anyway. Like we've got a lot of smart boys in Discord and whatever who also play JP, and they do a good job of recording things and such, so that NA players can go up and be like, oh, this is what to expect and whatnot. I'm sure they don't do it just for the NA players. They do it for people who are starting late on JP. But it just so turns out that NA can piggyback off that as well. Hey, Floof, what's going on, man? Wish they would skip the reruns. Can't skip the reruns. Can't skip the reruns. The whole point of reruns is so that players who just joined can have a chance to do them. If we were to skip reruns, then that'd be kind of bad, because that means that new players would have literally no chance of getting anything the rerun events had. So. Because that means that everybody who didn't get Chloe can never get Chloe ever again. And I don't think people want that. EOR isn't a big deal. Most servants aren't even story locked. Let's see. We have Demia. We have nobody in Agartha is story locked. Everybody in Agartha is permanent actually. Let's see. Danzo is story locked, I believe. City Master is story locked. And for Salem, we've got Tichuba, who's story locked, I believe. We have a few. There's not a lot, but we've still definitely got a few. Quite a few story locked. I don't know, man. I don't know about rushing EOR. Like, you might not think EOR is all that important, but you know, there's still singularities. I don't know if it's a great idea to rush them. Plus, if you were to even if you were to theoretically release them all at once, that would mean that we'd be getting materials that we shouldn't have at this point in the game, or we would have the ability to farm for materials that we shouldn't have at this point in the game. It would fuck things over. And DW definitely doesn't want that. Have you tried using Martha instead of Drake? Martha is a bit potato. Her attack stat is very bad. It's like she barely has like 8k attack rating. It's not that good. Martha just isn't gonna cut it here. Like maybe if you have a Grailed Martha, I don't know. Hey Venero, what's going on, man? Does Santa Altar work for this? She might. At least if you use double MPs. If you use double MPs, then yeah, it should work. That and adding to the whole the release materials and whatnot, adding to that whole thing. Typically, how DW likes to format events is like, say for example, they release a new material with like a certain event or a singularity, right? Usually it's with singularity. Sometimes they release new mats with like events like summer, and I think with JP's Last Valentine with Murasaki. Typically how DW likes to release materials or go about things after the release of a new material is that, oh hey look guys, we put out a new singularity with that has like a new material in it, or one or two, however many, and then soon afterwards they're gonna have an event where you have the opportunity to farm for that new mat, either through you can get it through the shop, or you can actually grind it out in like a special event node or something like that. They usually do things like that. So, let's say for example, they did release all the EOR chapters at once. That would mean that, assuming they kept the events the same, because we're not assuming they change any of the content. Just like, oh hey, we're dropping all the EOR chapters now. That would mean that we're gonna go for like months without seeing an event where you can farm for. You have the option to farm for that new material during like an event or something. And events are usually where you want to be farming things. So that's gonna be real bad. By this point, that argument doesn't really matter as much, admittedly, because by this point we've gotten to the point already where our singularity free quests are now good enough to be acceptable for material farming. Like we've got Shinjuku's Heart Node already. Camelot has 60% chains. What else is there? Babylonia has 60% stingers. Shinjuku has 60% fluids and all that. So there's that whole thing to consider. Basically, butterfly effect, except in FGO. Kind of. I don't know if you would really call that a butterfly effect, but. They released a new node in Shimosa. That's true, they also did it with shells too. Because obviously, when they released shells with our last summer event, which was the first summer event, because that's a limited event, right? It would be pretty bad for people who came in after summer, be like, you know, oh, I got the servant that needs this material called shells, except I kind of miss summer. Well, shit. So they added the shell node in Okeanos, retroactively. Then again, we have Babylonia now, so basically get all your shells there. 40% drop rate, baby. Oh yeah. But yeah, there's no reason why they couldn't retroactively add material nodes. Watch from EU. How many hours are there left in the stream? Maybe like another hour. Maybe like another hour. %, yeah, ADZ. It seems to be a recurring pattern where Camelot, Babylonia, and Shinjuku, which are the three singularities back to back to back in chronological order. You know, obviously skipping like Solomon and shit because you can't really go back to Solomon now. Those three singularities seem to have a 60% drop rate for their bronze or their silver new mat. So Camelot for chains, what is it? Babylonia for stingers, and Shinjuku for fluids. Of course, I don't know if that pattern carries on in other singularities, so we'll see. But for those three, I do know that. Is doing the hunting quest for XP worth it? Fine, just get the mats on the side. If you only want embers, you should still go for hunting quest turbo. But if you're going for materials, obviously hunting quest. If you're going for both, then obviously hunting quests. The only reason why you wouldn't want to do hunting quests is if you only want the embers, and that's it. If you want anything more, like for example, a chance at some of the other materials, then you do hunting quests. Aren't we getting a new metal node? Metal node? I don't think so. I think our best metal node is in Camelot, and it's always going to be like that. Unless what is it? Lost Belt Camelot has something to say about that. I mean, maybe we'll get into the metal node. Makes sense, right? Finish the interludes? Yeah, I did all of them. I do all my interludes and rank ups as soon as they come out. I don't even wait. Because the way I think of interludes is some interludes and rank ups are very important. Like, for example, Arash's third skill. So because of that, I don't really wait for like half AP interludes and rank ups. I just do them all as soon as they come out. I think right now we already have like a half AP rank up quest anyway, so Might as well, right? Damn, this is long. Art Scotty. Give me more art servants. Art's memes, best memes. I'm Korean, Kino. Full blood. How good is Maeve Saber? Memes. Hi, this is first streamer con. Hey, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your time here. We just grind, we just farm, and we chill. That's it. And I interact with chat by talking about farm stuff. What day of the hunt are you focusing most on? Probably either Lanugo or whatever's tomorrow. Scarabs, definitely scarabs. Need a lot of scarabs, and yeah. Currently I don't know of any event node that will drop a lot of scarabs, so I gotta go hard here. How many boxes for Neurofest? As many as I can do. I did 400 last year. I'm gonna see if I can break. I'm gonna see if I can do more. Use Kiara, please. I don't think she'll do enough damage. That her MP is not very fast. I think I would have to use Black Grail on her. Black Grail Waver. I got you Super Sumo yesterday. Hey, that's what's up. Now you'll be able to farm all the things. Whoops, I didn't need to give Drake that Buster buff. Unnecessary roughness. Do you know which servants will be useful in this year's Neurofest? I should. All right. Let me see if I can open Discord on my computer here. Usually I have it off for streaming, but let's hope that my computer doesn't fucking blow up opening Discord. So if my stream goes pew, you know what happened. Alright, here's a spreadsheet that Saber of Avalon has been working on for Neurofest. Have at it. It's still a work in progress. He's still working on it, but that should help you. If that doesn't help you, I don't know what will. If you're not Buster Mimi, Merlin is kind of meh. Have you ever used them in an arts team? PC's gonna catch fire. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I can tell you don't really use Merlin a lot, Historic. Thanks a lot. Yeah, no problem. Make sure... Don't thank me. Thank Saber of Avalon. He's a mod in my... in both my Twitch and my my YouTube chat. Is he a mod in my Twitch chat? I don't know. He might not be. But he's definitely a mod in my YouTube chat, so... If you ever see him in my YouTube chat, that's the guy to thank. I didn't work on that. I'm just trying to spread it. So yeah, thanks go to him, not me. But yeah, try using Merlin in an arts team, Historic. Merlin is not just the Buster meme. He is on Twitch too. Aha, then I must have modded him then. Here. You always forget MP spamming. Yeah, he can do that. He can do that. Also, having a skill that can say lol nope to everybody's attacks, most everybody's attacks for one turn is quite useful. Not everybody has a button that you can press and be like, hey look, I literally don't have to worry about anything for one turn. Woohoo! Party-wide info is pretty strong. But yeah, he's very good. Even if you're not Buster Meme, he's very good. It's kind of one of those things where people really complain about something like, oh, Merlin is super broken, blah 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 blah. These are one of the few cases where they're actually right about it. Merlin is kind of busted. Merlin Tam is just as broken as Waver Tam. With Merlin Tam, you have a lot more sustainability. Waver Tam is not as sustainable, but you get more direct MP charge. or you get MP charge, you get burst MP charge. So every, let's say, every 3 to 4 turns, you should have Waver's skills back. So you can constantly keep giving Talamo 50% MP charge, so that she can keep going off and off, off and off and off on that. But and Merlin Waver, or not Merlin, Tam Waver is a lot faster to set up, but once you get Merlin Tam going, it's almost impossible to stop. That's really tough. Oh, hey, look, a win button. Just run triple Merlins. One Merlin not doing the trick, bring another one. Mainly, Trevor, you have to in an art sim. Obviously, you're not really going to use a lot of Buster cards, or at least you shouldn't. So just use it as like a health boost, a temporary health boost. I wonder when JP is going to release an OP Arts Caster that has a kit similar to Scotty. OP Arts Caster. Stop right there, fam. I got you. Her name is Tomo. I'm gonna watch Dommel tomorrow. I'll try to, yeah. I probably will. If there's a melee tournament going on, then yeah, I probably will. Everyone forgets about Tam. No clue why. Nobody likes arts memes. You need to be a certain class of player to appreciate the superiority that is arts memes. Everybody always circle jerks over the big boy Buster crit damage with Merlin, and the whole let's 3-turn farm everything Scotty with quick memes. Nobody wants to invest into the intellectual way of doing things, the arts meme. Everybody wants to end battles fast. Just like how long they last in bed. All I do was BBB no matter what. But no, seriously. People don't really think about Tomo because using Tomo means that you actually need to put in some work. Who wants to put in work? You're playing a video game. Why do work? You're here to have fun. Using Tomo isn't fun. You fucking every time you bring Tomo along, you have to go for like fucking at least 30, 40, 50 turns, right? Nobody has fun doing that. Got Tomo with from a ticket from Valentine's. Ayy, the ticket luck. Ticket luck. Just 3-turn arts farm. You can't actually do that. You can't actually do that now that Tomo's got all her buffs. Or she's got her MP damage buff. I mean, you don't have to have Vlad or Tom. Well, you kind of need Tomo to have arts teams. You don't need to have her, but she's just so good that when you say arts teams, you kind of assume you have Tomo. And even then, if you don't have your own Tomo, you can always bring someone else's. Do I have all the Mysticos level 10? Yes. Got a star off ticket today. Swear cause she got her both JP and NA. Well, there's only one thing to do by that point, DJ. Give her the grails. Give her the grails. It's a sign. Yeah, headshotted. I've already gotten Monarch. I'm working towards Rune right now. Am I a writer? I'm a fanfic writer. I don't think that counts. But in a sense, yes I am. I mean, I write scripts for my YouTube videos. I guess that counts too. But she's a useless goddess. I mean, people grail, I was going to think of something. I was going to think of an example of a servant in this game who's not that great, and people still grail them anyway. Except, yeah, I might trigger a few people. Am I Asian? I don't know, man. I don't really know myself. Sometimes I think I'm I don't know, Caucasian. Yeah, I'll be Caucasian for a day, go back to being Asian for another day if I feel like it. That's how it works, right? Saber Lily, oh yeah, that's right. A long time ago, I used to have somebody on my friends list who had a level 100 Saber Lily. What story did you write? A bunch of fanfics that people really love to hate. But that's another story. Just found a level 100 Grailed Kojiro. I think I used to have a level 100 Kojiro on my friends list. I don't know if he's still there anymore. Maybe he is. You're on the second half of Rune. Hey, you're getting there. You're almost there. Just another million more. What's the best way to farm XP for Rune? If you've been playing for long enough, you should have, what is it? There's Grafspee, there's a Deutschland. Am I even pronouncing that right? Probably not. And Admiral Hipper. You have those three. If you don't have those three, you pretty much have to use the three, common German light cruisers. It's basically either you have those three, the Grafspee, Admiral Hipper, and Deutschland. Uh, if you don't have them, you're basically stuck using the three German light cruisers, Leipzig, Koenig, or whatever her name is. Can't pronounce German for the life of me. And somebody else. I know there's three, so you can use them to definitely to grind ruin. That's for sure. Or Prince, yeah. You can also use Prince. I keep forgetting Prince is part of the game. Jesus, she's perm too. Yeah, she's perm, and she also shows up on metal exchange rotation quite a bit. So you could always use her. She's very good, in my opinion, anyway. Might have blown some people's ears out there, so my bad. I'm not planning to watch either of them. I just watched the Yojo Senki movie yesterday with my friends, so that was cool. There's a Yojo Senki movie. Yeah, friends and I went to go watch it yesterday. Yeah, I call Mash Matthew in that one fanfic, yes. Given the fact that her name was originally supposed to be Matthew in the first place. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Don't want to collab with other FGO YouTubers like Myth. I don't mind collabing. It's just that I prefer people reach out to me than the other way around. That, and I usually do my own thing. I think it's also I think it's easier for other YouTubers to start to work together than it is for me to work with them. Because just from an ideological standpoint, out of all the FGO YouTubers out there, I'm probably the one who farms the most, whales the most, except for Rex, but I'm not really counting him because we don't really, you know, I'm only really talking about the NA FGO YouTube scene, not the JP one. So, out of all the NA FGO YouTubers, however many there are of us, I'm probably the one who farms the most, whales the most. Or at least I have that reputation, right? So, for me to do collabs or work on videos together with them is pretty hard because, you know, our content is just way different. Like I know Shotgun Shogun brings on people for podcasts, and I think he's actually asked me if I wanted to come on. I was like, yeah, sure, whenever you want to hit me up, that's fine. He just hasn't gotten back to me since, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer. No rush though, but I have actually. If any of you guys watch Caldea Gurus, they like making those videos where they have a lot of us get together, voice some lines and shit like that. They've asked me to do that twice, and I've done it twice. Every time they've asked, I've always been happy to oblige. I think Musaki's a cool dude, so whenever he asks me to voice some stuff for him, usually it's no big deal. It's not too much work, so. So I guess if you wanna go by technical terms, I have done collaborations already. It's just not ones you would immediately think of. There's the one where they go 10 roll and then they flex on them. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that because my single multi luck is terrible. I don't think I've ever gotten a rate up SSR like the very first multi I've ever done. It always takes a couple. So probably if that guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, you want to do a roll off?" I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, no, you're out of your fucking mind." Have you seen my stream VODs, sir? I'm gonna be like, bruh. You saying ye as Tam? So you did watch it. Melt was really cool, yeah, pretty much. Melt's like the yeah, Melt was great. She's like the exception. Except for her though. Most others were most others fucking shit on my chest. Shit on my chest and my soul. It was an experience. Not the good kind either. Yeah, that's why I said Melt is like the exception. But yeah, she probably was roll one, roll two. I've already forgotten. My brain it tends to not remember things any well that all that well anymore. She was either roll one or roll two. Probably roll one. One in four chance you'll get somebody you don't want. Think you like your odds? Yeah. It's better than it's better than whatever odds I have. Shit. Alright, Headshot. Thanks for stopping by. I'm probably gonna, yeah, I'm probably, by the time you come back, I'll probably have ended the stream. But so, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, man. And have a good one. Saba's not the worst SSR anymore. She's actually, now that she's got her 30% battery, she's now the best farming Saber in the game. Morja used to have that title, not anymore. Unless you're going up against Saba faces, of course. Nice, triple fangs. Oops. Arjuna's the worst, I guess. I mean, he's got decent utility as a nuke AoE archer. But yeah, he's not great either. I know that a lot of people give Skurshati shit because she's not that great either. Though with her recent buffs, maybe she's a little bit different now. Maybe, just maybe. I would say, is the worst SSR? I'd have to look through, and I'd have to look through my account to see if there's anybody I would qualify as the worst SSR. Maybe I can do that after this is done. Don't see Altera. I don't think Altera is the worst. Far from it. I think she's great. She's not game breaking, but she's decent. Those of you who say she's ass, just don't know how to use her right. Let's put it to the test then. Worst SSR, worst SSR then. Arjuna maybe. We'll qualify Arjuna for now. Maybe Ilya. We'll qualify Ilya as well. Though I'm a little bit hesitant to say that too. Because she has her uses, definitely. Maybe Da Vinci as well. We'll qualify Da Vinci too. MHX. Hijikata maybe. Maybe. Nightingale maybe. Actually, yeah, not maybe. She's definitely one of the. She's definitely down there. And honestly, I'm not sure how useful Melt will be. I'm not actually quite sure. I'm not sure how useful Melt will be in the future. Because we already get Mecha Liz. And they're single target alter egos. So they're basically free alter egos that are also single target. So it's not like you need it's not like you need Melt for anything. That's it. So let's see. I would say Actually, honestly, MHXA is not that great either. Honestly, at least not before Scotty. But you could say about that what you could say that about pretty much any quick servant. So let's say I would nominate for worst SSR position. I would nominate. Let's see. I'm hesitant to call Melt bad, but the thing is that I outside of once we get Mecha Liz, I'm not sure what her uses will be. Maybe just a stronger Mecha Liz, a stronger single target alter ego. I don't know. Maybe. I'll hold off on that for now. I'm just not very familiar with Melt to really give an informed opinion. For now, I would say MHX, say Florence, maybe Hijikata. I'll just throw in Hijikata in there. Da Vinci, Ilya, and Arjuna. Those 6 or 7 or whatever. Y'all can fight amongst yourselves on who's the worst. That said, all the people I nominated for worst SSR, they all have their uses. They all really do. Like you can use, let's see here. Arjuna, he's a nuke AoE. He's a nuke archer. He was the nuke archer before Ishtar came along. So now that Ishtar's in the game, I guess you don't really need Arjuna anymore. But his MP does hit quite hard. At least if you have high level skills and whatnot. But most people don't because he's Arjuna. And most people don't give a shit about him. But yeah, he did have a use. Elia, she still has a use because she's pure damage. You can use her to farm single target assassins or berserkers, hell even. While Sanzo is definitely useful for that, Elia has stronger buffs for that because she has her own buster buff and she gives herself another buster buff as her overcharge, I believe, right? So you can use her for a nuke farming, that's for sure. MHX, MHX. Actually, now that I think about it, MHX might actually be like the worst SSR. Sorry for all you MHX fans out there or Saba fans out there. Sorry, I wear clothes in case you catch this VOD somehow. But honestly, even after her strengthening her buff, which turns her instinct into invul, I think invul and instinct. It's like, well, the whole point of the character is to be effective against saber faces, but you're an assassin and you're better against riders than you are against sabers. So the whole point of your meme, well, yeah, we get it. You're supposed to be a meme. Uh, that makes you really bad in gameplay wise because you are not as a. You're better off fighting against a class that you weren't intended. That you're better off fighting a class that isn't the class that you were intended to fight against, which is riders as opposed to sabers. So I might actually have to give a worse SSR to MHX. She's good against Santa Alter. Yeah, how many? Remind me, how many times do you fight Santa Alter in this game again? Like that and who was it? MHXA. Like maybe you can honestly you might find more MHXAs in the game to fight against than Santa Alter. That moment when MHXX is the only version of Artura that actually has hard defense. Yeah, but if that's the only thing they have, it's not going to really take them very far. sorry to say. There's also Maid Alter too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Once every year. Hey. I mean, to be fair, most of what we discuss in terms of like gameplay viability and shit, most of that is just the most times we ever have to come across like situations where we really test like how viable servants are only come up like certain times during the year anyway, like during events, right? So, or story quests or whatever. Though that being said, there's more and more of that as the game progresses. MHX, you get the first passive skill training quest that makes her have class advantage against sabers. I've always thought that my friend and I used to always joke about this, but we'd always joke that the single best way to buff MHX is just to switch your class. Instead of an assassin, make her an archer. There there goes half the problems. There basically goes the one issue MHX ever had. Worst 4-star is Fion. Done. Actually, no. I wonder if anybody has that clip of me using Fion during CCC. Y'all remember the time when I brought along Fion for arts memes and he did 300k damage with an AoE MP on a single target? Do you have Hijikata? Right here. Worst first 4-star is Steno. Actually, not really. Funnily enough, not really either. Cause her divine charisma is actually pretty good. That's actually Saber Lily. Honestly, probably. Probably Saber Lily is probably one of the worst 4-stars. Easily one of the worst. I'm not sure if the worst. Um, maybe the worst. Caster Liz is also not that great either, outside of like farming. In fact, I would rate Saber Lily and Caster Lily or Caster Lily. That's actually Medi Lily. Caster Liz as like pretty much on the same tier because they're both only really useful for farming, and that's pretty much it. Like you never take them along to any actual serious fights or whatever, which kind of makes sense. But anyways. Is a good hand farmer. Yeah, exactly. She's just a farmer. That's basically all she can do. I mean, at least she can do something, but I know Babbage is a better farmer. I know he is. He's got an attack buff and he's got an MP damage buff. So automatically he's better. Put out better damage output than Casterless can. Gorgon, or Gawain is not the worst 4-star. Nope. Gawain is far from it. He's actually very good. A gorilla deck can get you very far. Carry is bad, yeah. I mean, if you stick him in an arts team, he's not that bad, but without it, he's he's kind of he has the Vlad syndrome of where if you don't have him as part of an arts team, what the actual fuck are you doing? Especially now where now that I was actually talking about this with the other guys on farm before a little bit, but now that you have not Saber, Assassin Shiki, now that they gave MP buffs to both the Shikis, now there's almost no reason to bring along Carry. Like Carry was, I think, in fact, we even talked about this a little bit on stream or before too, but just to quickly summarize, there's no reason to bring Carry anymore. Almost no reason. The only reason why you would ever bring him is to have taunt memes, and that's it. Because otherwise, everything Carry does, Shiki can do almost as well. Maybe except for Star Gen. Carry does better at Star Gen than Shiki does, if that counts for anything. Because I believe Carry has Presence Concealment A+, whereas Shiki only has Presence Concealment rank C, something like that. So it's so I guess he's better than Shiki at two things, but everything else that actually matters, or what you're really looking for, Shiki does better. Much better MP gen. She's got her own charge. She has her own invul, which Carry does not. Well, not invul. She has an invade, but you get what I'm saying. She has her own hard defense. She also has her own pierce invul with Mystic Eyes. And it comes packaged with an arts buff of her own. So there's all that. So like now that you have Assassin Shiki with a buffed MP that now inflicts 20% defense debuff on the enemy, on her target, it's like why bring Carry anymore? Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night. I said it would be a short stream, and it just hit 3 hours, so I'm closing up shop for today. I may come back later on, not sure. We'll see. But in any case, thanks for watching, guys, and hope y'all have fun farming without me. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. Said it was gonna be a short stream. Gotta be a short stream. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna host X0, and see you guys later. And we'll talk to you guys later. Did I just say the same thing twice in a row? God, I've really lost it now. Anyways, have a good night, guys.